One of my listeners has told me that if I want to find something very interesting and mysterious, I should come up to Lancing Down. That's what I'm doing. Jan from Lancing has told me that a short walk from a car park up the top of Mill Road will take me to within a stone's throw of an old Roman temple. And so that's what I'm intending to have a little look for right now. I don't think the temple is actually there. I think it's all gone. A Romano-British temple, a temple of, well, built by the Romans, but actually built on an old pagan site. So that's going to be quite interesting. There is a Lancing ring, so I'm told, but actually it's not as ancient as Sisbury Ring. Sisbury Ring is an old Iron Age hill fort. Lancing Ring, from what I gather, is just a clump of trees. So I'm making my way up this little pathway in the country. It's a little overcast and cloudy today, and a bit dark and spooky in some places, but hopefully not too dark and spooky in others.
I've only recently become fascinated with ancient history and yearn to learn more about our mysterious and intriguing ancestors. There is so much already in the archaeological record, but what we don't know for sure can certainly inspire our imaginations.
I've come up to what I thought actually was why it was called a Lancing Ring, is this dew pond. And if you look on the satellite pictures, you can easily get slightly confused and think that actually it's an Iron Age hill fort because of, you think it might be some earthworks and stuff, but it isn't at all. It's just a very large, beautiful dew pond. And of course, it has got a bit of earthworks around it, so I don't know how the animals originally were supposed to get up there and feed on there. I suppose they just climb up, as long as they don't fall in. That's the main thing. But the dew pond's not what I've come really to see, principally. I wanted to try and work out where the clump of trees is. It's supposed to be Lancing Ring, a clump of trees. I was expecting a sort of ring of trees, really, but I can't really see those. Unless you just call this whole little wooded area the ring. Maybe I was thinking more like Chantonbury Ring, which is a deliberate ring set. But my next point of journey is on to find the area where the old Roman temple was. And I've got to go a little bit further north up this track. Presumably, at some point, somewhere around here, and I don't know where, was a windmill, because the lane up here was called Mill Lane. I assume it's a windmill as opposed to a watermill. Lots of wildlife around here. Butterflies, flies. Luckily, so far, no wasps. Okay, well, I've come a little bit further along the track now looking for this Romano temple. And of course, when you look at a map is flat, and when you look at the satellite pictures, it does tend to squash the natural landscape, and you can't really get a good idea of the sort of waviness of the countryside. Oh, as soon as I come out here, I get a burst of wind. But actually, probably behind me, well, it could be somewhere around here, possibly, is where the temple would have stood. And you can probably see why, because actually it is a relatively high point here on the downs, which is why I'm getting gusted and buffeted by the wind.
My temple design is purely fictional, but maybe something like this once stood on Lancing Down.
Well, this is a very beautiful part of the world. I am very pleased to live here in a stone's throw, as I do, on the South Downs. But for my little investigation of the Romano temple and this little experiment coming out with the old pole cam, that's it really. There's going to be more of these. I'm doing a walk to Chantonbury, as you know, and lots of other places besides. So I hope that you'll find in the Vobes Vault a lot more to interest you and satisfy your curiosity if you like walks.